Kate Kennedy. Welcome to another episode of Sonoma Voices. Residents of Sonoma and founder of Shakespeare Under the Sky at Buena Vista Wineries. Please introduce yourself and I always wanted to know, how did that whole idea come about and how it was born?
Well, this is very exciting, by the way, Nada. I'm really happy to be on your show. I feel like a celebrity. Thanks for having me.
Yes, you are.
Well, I came from Minneapolis, and I was with the new Shakespeare Theater Company in San Francisco for 2 years, and we toured the East Coast.
Wow.
And I kind of got tired of touring, so I discovered Sonoma, and it was this little sleepy wine town. I think it was 47 years ago or something like that. And you're an hour from San Francisco, you're an hour and a half from skiing, or 3.5 hours from skiing, an hour from the beach. And it was a wine and art town. So I walked over to Buena Vista Winery, and at the time, they had 2 reds and a white, and everybody was just chatting. And I happened to be talking to the winery owner at the time. And I said, how would you like to host a Shakespeare company? And he said, are you in it? And I said, yes, and I'm directing it. And he said, come on down. So that's how it started.
That was 47 years ago?
Yes. And remember, at the time, their wineries were just wineries. They just poured wine and promoted it that way. Now there's boutique things there. There's weddings, there's jazz, you know what I mean? But back then, a winery hosting a Shakespeare company was unheard of. So people would come and bring their supper and have wine. And they said, oh my God, and I'm watching Shakespeare. And we're a very unconventional company where we interject a lot of improvisation. So it's a lot of fun.
I attended and watched many of those productions, and I noticed that you are bringing some news stuff, whatever is happening in the news, something political, funny, and it just brings something new to the whole experience. Speaking about experience, I can't not say that just driving towards the winery and rolling hills and the stone building and this location that I can only call magical, where you have kids perform, is a fantastic experience.
Yes, I agree. I think Buena Vista is the most beautiful winery in all of California, quite frankly. And it has a 3-story stone champagne cellars, and Juliet will appear in the 2nd floor. And we use all of that. And we are hosted by the wonderful Jean-Charles Boisset, who's married to the beautiful Gina Gallo. And they have been our patrons of the arts for these last many years. And we are so thankful to them. So it's a beautiful experience. You come, you're sitting around a 17-foot pool, fountain, and you're looking up at this beautiful wine cellar, and you're having a glass of wine with your family and friends. And, you know, there it is. You're having a great time.
What a magical experience for Sonoma.
Yeah,
what a privilege for us to have you and watch these talented kids.
Thank you. It's a privilege.
And speaking about privilege and honor, and I hope I will not burst in tears because I think about this. I think about your life, how incredible it is every single year for 47 years to gather around you these talented kids and guide them, lead them, motivate them, encourage them to act. What is acting to you?
Well, you know, I've done it for so long. It's I'm turning the reins over to all my students, but I used to act and direct. But I have to give the credit to Diana Roten, who's married to Roger Roten and runs the 1933 Sebastiani Theater. And when I moved to town, she's the one that said, hey, you know, let's get all these talented kids together and you can be the director and the actor. And then we added a choreographer and we added circus and we added storytelling. So now we have been teaching, we've had the privilege of teaching all of these really talented kids. So every hour on the hour, they're doing something incredible in this magnificent theater. And there's circus, and there's songwriting, and there's ukulele, and then there's tap dancing, and then there's acting, and then there's Shakespeare. So it's just a really wonderful thing. One of my students went on to the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts. I'm proud of all of them, but it's a really great experience for the kids. And now most of my teachers are students that I taught when they were 5, 6, 7 years old. So they are now the instructors. So we've done something right if they want to stick with us for that long. So it's great. It's a lot of fun.
I was just going to ask you, and you already answered the question, did any of your kids in the last 47 years move further from Sonoma stage to colleges or other stages?
Oh, we have Harvard grads and Stanford grads and that keep coming back and teaching with when they have breaks over the summer. And as I said, Aidan O'Reilly went on to Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts. And I'm proud of all of my kids. They're all doing great work. And some of them, they were saying, college isn't really for me, Kate. And so they went to Abu Dhabi for a free 4-year ride because it's an international school. And another one went on a Norwegian cruise line where it was all college students. And they just sort of went on this ship, and it was, so they find different creative ways to stay in the game. And I think even if someone, we've got kids that went on to Broadway, Michael Starr. Hey, Michael Starr, double R. And and even if they don't, and as a matter of fact, I ran into his mother and she goes, I don't know whether to slap you or hug you. And I went, bring it in, honey.
You would both.
Broadway. I know. Yeah, I'm proud of all of them. It's listen, I think being a teacher, I'm so blessed because I have a job that I absolutely love. I've never had any work that I never loved. I love directing. I love event planning. I love teaching. And, it's great. I can still make my 12 grand a year and drive my 20-year-old car, and I couldn't be happier. I just love it. So there it is.
You don't have work. You enjoy
I write.
It's a hobby. It's a hobby.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh, so beautiful. If someone lives in Sonoma, they can't miss your flyers. They're all over. And I know that you, hopefully kids go and help you, but you are the one going from business to business, putting them up. I saw you doing it.
Yeah. I know. They said, where's your marketing person? I said, I think you're looking at her.
Yeah. If somebody wants to find you, there's more and more generations coming up.
Yes.
How do they find you for the next project, and what is next for you?
Yeah. So last year we did Midsummer Night's Dream, and this year we're doing Much Ado About Nothing, and we open the first 10 days in August, so Wednesday through Sunday. And they can go to sonomashakespeare.com, and if they go to gallery, they can check out all of our past productions. They're a lot of fun to watch. One of my students is a young filmmaker, and I helped him cast a film that he was doing. And he said, Kate, do you mind if I come by and take a few shots? I said, no. So we were in rehearsal. I didn't really pay much attention. And he brought his drone out and all his equipment. So there's a mini movie of one of the shows in the gallery. I think it's As You Like It. And then there we are. And he put it in slow motion and black and white. And he put all this epic music to it. And it shows Buena Vista from on top. So, but this is what Buena Vista looks like. If you're ever coming, can you see that, Nada?
Oh, if I ever come, of course I do.
No, I mean anyone else.
Yeah, I know. Okay. It's just incredible. That wall that you talked about at the beginning is a little glary on the flyer, but it's just.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
The audience sits around, and we're in front of the champagne cellars. So there you go.
Yeah. So it feels to me like you're in Tuscany. You're
right?
in somewhere. Yes. I had the privilege to
very historical winery, and it was discovered by Frank Bartholomew. He bought the property. He worked for a news organization, and it was all run over with ivy, and they had to pull and scrape it apart to find it. And they discovered, my gosh, there was an abandoned winery on his property. So great story.
What a discovery.
Yeah.
What else do you like about Sonoma? Tell me about your Sonoma story, your experience.
I've been here a long time. You have to be deaf, dumb, and blind if you don't know practically everybody in town. We're on a
Yeah.
plaza, so it's a square. So everything is built around that. So all of the wonderful festivals that we have, that we celebrate, are all taking place there. Our lovely farmers market, everybody shows up. There's face painting, and all the artists come, and there's break dancing, and there's all the farmers that bring their lovely produce. And it just feels like a very I came because it was so artistic. There was one stoplight, and everybody was an artist. Everybody was doing art. The Arts Guild was ruling the town. I thought, oh, I'm home. Here we go. And the proximity of it is, and the hiking is incredible. And it's a great town. I feel very, very lucky to have found it as early on as I did. So, yeah.
So where else did you live besides Sonoma?
San Francisco.
You
Uh,
said it.
yes, I worked there, but I've been in Sonoma forever. So yeah, that's where I live.
How did
And
the Sonoma change for the last 47 years? There was one light, lots of artists. I feel
my rent was $200.
say that again.
My rent was $200.
That's how it changed. Yeah. Of course.
Sayonara, $200. Yeah.
Well, I came here 2007 and I see major changes.
Yes. Yes.
Probably 3,000 people more than when I was first in Sonoma. Of course, because it's a magical place and people are coming here to live, retiring from San Francisco, coming here. It's close to San Francisco climate. Weather is, you can't beat this weather, one of the Mediterranean climates. Food, you mentioned the produce. We know local farmers by name.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. You'd have to be, because it's such a small, everybody gathers on the plaza. Our 4th of July is hilarious. Everybody joins in. Remember when Good Luck Bunch, you had the chair dance? I mean, they just do the most ridiculous thing. The hometown band that would just switch uniforms, but come around again as though they're a different band. I mean, it's just, we have a lot of fun here. There are a lot of diversity that I love about it. So yeah, I feel really lucky that this is my hometown.
We know how to have fun here in Sonoma.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I came here from, I lived in 4 other countries.
Yeah, you've been all over.
Some of them because I chose to, some of them because I was kicked out of because of war, not because I did something wrong. I found home in Sonoma.
Yeah.
And I found people accepting everybody who has something valuable to offer. Yeah. Everybody. I obviously have a heavy accent that I will never get rid of.
I love it.
Everybody is welcome here.
Yeah.
It's just incredible little town where all of us feel we are one big family. There is that feel of a community that I feel. I sell real estate, so when I go to Petaluma and Napa to show houses or serve sellers, I love those areas too. They are charming and beautiful, but there's a different vibe in Sonoma. It's a vibe of community and family vibe. That's how I experience it.
Yeah. You know that saying, Napa makes great car parts, Sonoma makes great wine. I love Napa too, because Jean-Charles has a winery over there too, and I support him with all my heart. But we're kind of proud of our town. We're small enough, and I think that because there's so much history, they make sure that the history is a very vital part. There's not going to be shopping malls, and there's not going to be titans of industry, Targets, and all of that stuff. Love my Target, but not in Sonoma. So you'll have to travel somewhere else to go for that. So if you want a lot of history, come on down.
Yeah, we're preserving the feeling of the small town. Yes. I was here when there was a fight about whether we should allow Starbucks or Peet's Coffee to be in town.
I remember.
But
I
that's how
remember.
we are protective of what we have.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful in this new fast living that we are still having this small community. And it's fun to have a Starbucks on one side of the town and Pete's on the other. Uh, but as you said, Costco, Target, and other huge companies, we have to drive half an hour to get there.
Yeah.
And
Oh, wow.
not a big deal.
I think we can handle that. Yes, exactly. We'll stick
Oh,
with our mountain hikes and our rivers and lakes and all that here.
wow. So I feel so privileged and honored after all this, uh, and feel this is my home.
Yeah.
By the
Yeah.
way, it looks and feels like my real hometown where I was born.
Oh, yeah. And where was that?
It was
There in April?
it is 5 miles south from Hungarian border
Okay.
and has a square of the town the same as here.
Yes, yes.
By the way, I was there maybe 2 weeks ago.
I know.
After probably, I don't know, 40 years. I was there
Unbelievable.
to visit, and I am aware how I found in Sonoma my hometown.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
tell me, my dear Kate, what is next for you?
Well, I have private acting classes that I teach,
Wow.
and that's keeping me busy. Summer is my really busy time. That's when we have our performing arts camp, and we kick it into high gear for gearing up for our Shakespeare Under the Stars at Buena Vista Winery. But I do a lot of dog sitting. Since I closed my play in Midsummer Night's Dream in August at Buena Vista Winery, I've been home 9 days. So I do an awful lot of dog sitting, and a lot of hiking. And, I just visit with my friends and hang out. And yeah,
Oh,
I'm
beautiful.
almost retired. I hate to say it, but it's like, I don't really have a real job to go to.
That's a good feeling. That's a good feeling.
I know, I know.
How many performances do you have every summer of Shakespeare Under the Sky?
We have 10. So we have Wednesday through Sunday, and the gates will open at 6, and people start flooding in to grab their spots and set up their tables. And then the show starts at 7. And our joke is we usually have you drinking at Murphy's by 9:15. So there you go. Murphy's is our local Irish pub. And I've been to Ireland, and our Murphy's, it's more authentic than the pubs I've been to in Ireland. In Ireland, they're all playing country western music, and it was like wait, what just happened here? So yeah, anyway, so we have 10 shows to come and see.
Wow.
I'm
So
excited. I'm starting to cast it right now. So far, I love my cast every year. They're so talented. They're so much fun. And you never know what's going to happen. On Bruno Mars song might be shot in there, or, someone is talking about a difficult passage and they'll say, who writes this shit? And then it's Shakespeare. So we have a lot of fun.
So
Yeah.
tell me about, how do you scramble all you need for the performance and for the costumes? I remember one year there was something that I can't remember right now, but I remember there was an issue. Who helps you to get all this together?
My very dear friend, Kristen Aneker, we are so fortunate to have her back in Sonoma. She left years ago to do costumes for the movies, for Hollywood, and sort of made her fortune there, and came back and bought some property here. Might have been from you. And I was lucky enough to get her back on board. So she does my costumes for me. And last year we did Midsummer Night's Dream. So there were a lot of fairy costumes. So when Jean-Charles and Gina's daughters, Grace and Honoré, came, Kristen had made them a fairy outfit with a lit up headlight fairy costume, and we put them in the show. But right, the second show, my Queen of the Fairies, and also I double cast her as Queen of the Amazon, came down with COVID. So I thought, I'm going to need another queen. Who can I find as a queen? And I found the man that did my Romeo stepped into the Queen of the Fairies and killed it. He was hilarious. Watching him get suited up in the Queen's outfit backstage, We had such a great time with it, and everybody was complimenting me and saying, "Oh, Kate, that was genius casting." And I was like, "Oh, okay, here's my dogs now."
Yeah.
Honey, I'm on television.
Yeah. So that's a genius casting. You go with the flow.
One
And
year, we were doing As You Like It, and my lead actress, I get this call, and they said, "Kate, are you laying down? Are you sitting down?" I said, "7 o'clock in the morning, I'm laying down." And they said, "Well, she had a perforated ulcer." I said, "Oh, that's terrible. Will she be ready by 6 o'clock?" They said, "Kate, she had surgery. They opened her up." And I said, "I know, that's so insensitive. 7:15? Will she be ready to go by 7:15?" So I had to jump in on her role, and I gave people the script in the cast, in the audience, and someone kept, every time I would go off script, because I do, this hand would go up like this, like they were going to correct me. And I went, "Okay, I'm improvising. You can calm down now, where it's all good." But that was, so you just do what you got to do. It's if you look like you're having fun, the audience is just going to roll with it. I remember our prosecuting city attorney, Bob Smith. He's a big deal. He was my lighting guy back in the day. He was a promising attorney, and he was on lights, and one of my actors didn't show up. He went to some river festival and just, I don't know. So I said to the audience, so I look at Bob and I go, "Bobby, here, whatever his name was, isn't here. I need you to suit up." And he goes, "Well, I just had a glass of wine." And so, "Finish it up. Let's go. Come on, chop, chop." So I put him, and he's off stage, and they're fussing over him, trying to get him into costume. And I say to the audience, that Murphy's Law, whatever can go wrong will go wrong. I said, "See that guy over there?" I said, "That's our prosecuting city attorney. Now, I can give you back I think it was $14 back in the day. I can give you back your $14. We can watch him make an ass of himself. Which will it be?" And they're like, "Yeah, bring it on." And Bob Smith came on, and he crushed it. And he was my lead actor from then. He started off as the servant, and one of his lines was, "And in brief, sir," and he goes, "And that's not in brief. I gotta know. I'm a lawyer." And he just started improvising, and all over town, people were saying, "Bob, you killed it. Bob, you were the best." He's been hooked ever since, and he's been our lead actor. So you can have prosecuting city attorney and lead actor.
Who knows what can happen after one glass of wine?
I said, "I made you a servant, a lover, a king. I'm going to have to switch to the Greek tragedy so I can make you a god now." So anyway, most of my actors are not professional actors. They are electricians and lawyers and doctors and students, and but acting is not brain surgery. It's taught. I can teach you how to become a better actor. So Nada, I could teach you to be a better actress if I put you in my play.
I have a secret.
Yes, what is it?
Promise don't tell anyone.
I won't tell anyone.
I signed up for acting class.
Yes.
It's from LA. It's on Zoom.
It's about that.
One class says 8 weeks. Now I'm at the end of the second class.
Bravo, darling.
First 2 classes, I was probably the worst student I ever had trust me. And then the teacher, my teacher is called, his name is Robert Wu. He is an actor in Hollywood. I don't know, maybe not an A-lister, but that's what he does.
I'll look for him though.
And what I want to say is, when I ask you what is acting for you, for me, acting is a self-discovery and having a lot of fun.
Yes.
In my class, I'm of course the oldest. Kids from 11 years old. Again, I want to get emotional here. They are working on their own talents. They have dreams. They want to do something with that talent down the road. Hopefully they will. But in the meantime, it's so much fun doing something.
I think what's so interesting about actors is they have to be completely vulnerable and completely brave at the same time. And as long as you have empathy for that character that you are playing and can identify with that and really give it your all, not faking it through, just really embodying that, it's so much richer, the history, the dialects, all of the myriad of places you can go, all the notes you can hit. It's a lovely profession.
I'm gaining a lot of appreciation since 16 weeks ago. I'm watching some Netflix shows and thinking, wow, this is not easy.
Oh.
And why it's not easy? They're teaching us, this is the style of the school, they're teaching us to bridge the character, what's going on with the character into your own life.
Good.
So
yeah.
Last Sunday, it was an agent showcase, and my character was Gloria, that had some difficulties with her teenage son. And of course, I found my own self with my teenage son. It's really incredible. It is a wonderful experience.
So happy for you. That's fantastic.
It's just like stretching myself in all directions, not just through yoga class.
Yes, yes.
Just, hey, a bottom line, I don't want to get old. I want to gain some new skills and knowledge and experiences and basically have fun. That's what they want.
Yeah, I think everything is get up and show up, and someday that will happen. Not today, not on our watch.
Yes. Let's make a pact. Do not get old ever again.
I'm with you.
I know you are.
Having me on your show, this was so fun. I wish you so much success, and I think you're going to do great.
Thank you, Kate. It has been such a pleasure chatting with you. Let's hike soon together.
Every day, baby, every day.
Thank you so much for being here.